In this video, we are going again to compare a proposed method with a reference method. This method was developed for quantification of saponins in different samples. So we are going to open the spreadsheet Saponins. In this spreadsheet, you have 10 samples and you have the concentrations of saponins determined using reference method and the proposed method. The question that we have to answer was, choose methods provided equivalent results. So we can begin with exploration, descriptives, and we're going to select the reference method and the proposed method. We can see that the means and the median of the reference method and proposed method were not equivalent, were not numerically equivalent. So we might think at this point that both methods might be different. We can check this using the hypothesis tests. We are going to t-test. We go to parted sample t-test. You are going to select the reference method and the proposed method. We can check data normality. You can see that the Shapiro-Wilk and Anderson-Darling test had shown that your data was normally distributed. We can look to the key plots, and we can observe that it was some deviation from the normality, but the data still can be considered normally distributed. So once that your data was normally distributed, the best choice is the parametric students test, but we can also use the Wilcox-Rank test. As you can see here, both tests have shown that the two methods were equivalent. You can see that the best choice in here is the parametric test, is the student's t-test. Observe that the p-test obtained with the student's test was larger than the p-value obtained using the Wilcox-Rank test. Since the mean obtained with the reference test is larger than the mean obtained with the proposed method, we might check if the reference method provided large results than the proposed method. As you can see in statistics, there is no statistical evidence that the reference method provided larger results than the proposed method. Well, we can use some descriptive plots. We can use some descriptive plots. In here, we see we can make the following observation. The standard deviation obtained with the proposed method is much larger than the standard deviation obtained with the reference method. Looking to the mean and the median in the reference and the proposed method, is evident that the methods does not provide the equivalent results. In truth, we can consider that they provided the equivalent results for a simple reason. We have a large standard deviation. And when you have a large standard deviation, differences between the methods get difficult to be observed. Well, I can conclude that both methods provided the equivalent results, but the precision of the proposed method is unacceptable if compared with the reference method. To the next video of our playlist.